to share my opinions and views regarding homeopathy. I know Dr. Gayatri, who is such a dynamic lady, always willing to learn. This is her passion, and she had been constantly in my touch, and we had been sharing many of the informations regarding the homeopathy. She has a very great passion for the homeopathy, and I appreciate Dr. Gayatri's efforts in organizing this seminar for all of us. Friends, today I am going to discuss some of the points which are very important for our practice, day-to-day practice, as well as to develop and uplift our understandings for the making more and incorporating more. So openness is very important for learning, and so that you can see and you can observe many of the things are there. Many changes are going on in homeopathy, and this process of change requires that we should also understand where we have to change and where we have to stand. Changing and standing, these are the two phenomena that we have to keep in before us. We have to be flexible, we have to be strong, both the same at the same time. So I am coming up with a small project that we have conducted about the hypothyroidism. I am not been speaking too much about the hypothyroidism, because the way I treated or practiced this medicine, hypothyroidism, is something different. So I will be talking about the mode of administration that I used in these cases, and then I will be, with the explanations of the cases, I will be trying to let you know how the totality of the hypothyroidism in homeopathy has the different meanings. How the totality, because we are not treating them by the name of the disease, but we are treating a patient by the totality of the symptoms. The totality of the symptoms is very important for us. So these slides will help you to understand the mode of administration of medicines, as well as how the totality has been drawn for the same disease, hypothyroidism, in different patients. So with this, I resume I start my presentations with you all. It is applied homeopathic transmission modes in the cases of the hypothyroidism. Now we all know that versatility of the homeopathic principle has its applicability in different type of disease, irrespective of the nomenclature provided to them. The modern system has given the nomenclature to the disease, but as a homeopath, we have the only nomenclature used is the totality of the symptoms. It varies from individual to individual. So principle based on understanding of totality of symptoms as representative for all type of the disease. Symptoms ranging from spiritual to the physical remain unified through the common features provided by the vital principle. It only requires to bring a changes in the deranged vital principle. This is our objective. We have to think about, so this, keeping in mind, we all as a homeopath, we have to keep in mind totality of the symptoms, treating the vital principle, selecting a medicines for the deranged vital principle, and the rest will be done by the medicines. We don't have to think about what the medicine is going to do, but when you follow the principles, we have to be, it is like the karma. Our karma, we don't expect for the results, and results will give you the karma. The karma implies the results within it, so we have to think about the karma. Hahnemann's principle of symptoms similarity requires understanding of the patient as a whole, where the dynamism acts as binding force. All the elements are there. 108 elements of the periodic table are within our life. We have the carbohydrate, and they are organized in such a way that we look like differently from each other. Every elements are there and we are different. So this similarity at the internal plane, but the reflections and at the dynamism is something different. This is very unique understanding that we have to keep in the mind. This deranged vital dynamism is corrected with the intervention from similar nature of dynamic medicines introduced inside the life fields dynamically. How we are treating this deranged dynamic? We are using the dynamic medicines, the medicines which have been diluted to such an extent that not a single molecule is there present there. It has crossed the Avogadro's number. This is very unique for the entire medical science. It is a challenge for the homeopathy to accept this philosophy. And if you don't keep and don't understand this philosophy, you are not going to practice the homeopathy in a proper way. Mode of administration. Now, how the question arises: how this dynamic medicines? What is the process that it enters into your life? It has to be digested. It has to be put into the domain of the life. It touches your nerves. Whereas Dr. Henneman says no touching, no touching. It is directly acting on the vital principle. So administration of homeopathic medicine has a vital role to play in bringing a change towards the cure. Friends, Henneman himself searched and experimented with a different mode of administration, dynamic medicines of homeopathy, through applying to the different conventional method. Dr. Henneman in his time, he tried a different mode during his time. He was using the oral methods, he was using the tactual methods, he had written about the olfactions by smelling the medicines. And he had also observed that olfaction is much more better than the oral methods. So with these things we have to now think that what is the actual mode. Now breaking the conventional principles of medications for the physical body with material substance. Conventional principles, what is the usual concepts are there in the medicine science? Medicating the physical body with the material substance there, because the thinking is very limited to the body only. So they think about the material body, medicines, material body. So but Dr. Henneman has brought a paradigm shift towards the treatment of vital plane with the immaterial medicines by developing a medicinal substance beyond the material. It is only the encumbered mind which kept all away from accepting the result. If your mind is fixed, you are not able to understand the homeopathy. Not a single molecule being present in homeopathic medicines has remained a controversy in spite of its existence with infinite number of evidences presented through the clinical case. This is very important for us. Dr. B. Sahni, he was my father. He experimented on the administration of homeopathic medicines from a distance, and it has proved that it is the most compatible mode of administration of the as it reflects the dynamic pattern. Transmitting from a distance, it is touching the medicines, dynamic medicines. It touches your aura field and it starts acting. This is the process that is very important for us. Friends, administration of medicines are bridging gap between the patient and medicines. The patient and medicines, they need to become closer. And for homeopathic system of medicines, with a dynamic vital life where dynamic medicine has to be administered. So friends, be conscious and be strong enough to believe that we are treating the vital principle. Medicine is not meant for this physical body. Medicine is meant only for the vital body, vital principle. And the vital principle will take care of the body, physical body. We don't have to think about the body. And this is the way of our life. Dr. Sahni's transmission mode becomes quite natural. Experimentation has proved it to be the most compatible mode of administration of homeopathic medicines. Our present case study, what we did, applicability of distant mode of administration of homeopathic, we took up the cases of hypothyroidism. We took up some cases of the thyroidism and wanted to see how the effects are there. Selection of homeopathic was done most classical way by following the totality of symptoms with constitutional understanding of case and using symptom similarity principle with suitable rubrics taken from the synthesis laboratory. What we did, we selected the patients, we individualized the case, we took the case history, on the basis of the case history we drew the totality of the symptoms, and then we made a repertorial totality, and on that basis we got the medicines, and this medicines was administered into the patients. So the selected medicines was administered from our OPD, from our clinic to the patient residing at their dwelling place through the hair taken from the patient. How to transmit? We must have the media. So we took the hair of the patient and then we put it into the medicine's vial, and it becomes the transmitting set and it starts acting. Results were observed for the changes and followed up with the progress in most classical way of homeopathy. We were observing the changes, and changes was, the evaluation was done by the Kent's observations, Hering law, whether it is following the Hering's law or not. Kent observations for subsequent change was strictly adhered to make subsequent change in medicines as well as their potency. And we used only 50 millismol potency. Friends, I am following the most classical way. The Henneman's last version was to use the 50 millismol potency. In my clinic, in my practice, and at this age, I am not deviated from and using the centesimal or decimal scale. I am using only 50 millismol scale. Only those medicines where I cannot get the 50 millismol, at that time seldom I use the centesimal scale. So use of 50 millismol potency was considered in accordance with the instructions as laid down in 6th edition of the Organon of Medicines. So this was one of the objectives. Patients were followed up even after the laboratory reports proved to be within the range range to observe for any relapse. So when the laboratory reports were normal, even then we continued on treating the patients, observing the patients.
Sir?
Yes?
Sahani sir?
Yes, sir?
Sahani sir?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, sir.
15 patients attending our clinic diagnosed as suffering from hypothyroidism as classified under ICD-10 CM diagnosis code E03.9 for our. So whatever we did, we only followed the guidelines. International classification, all those cases which qualifies the quality of the ICD-10 diagnosis code, we took those cases into our study. Now the process was like this. Case history was collected from the patient as per the case taking most classical to the homeopathy. Each case history was analyzed for selection of proper rubrics for the selection of homeopathic medicines through radar software. We used the radar opus at that time. A strand of hair was taken out either cut or uprooted from the head of the patient. Then selected medicines was taken in 50 millisimal potency and diluted in water in a 5 ml vial, and 10 strokes was given. Then strands of hair taken out from the patient is inserted in the vial containing diluted medicines. This is termed as transmitting set. It is put in safe cupboard after putting proper code number allotted to the patient. When the hair is put in the vial of transmitting set, it is termed as transmission on, and when the hair is detached from it, it is termed as transmission off. Patient was advised not to take any oral medicines and report for progress every 15 days. Follow-up progress was noted when the patient revisited the clinic after 15 days. Homeopathic observation of the case was followed up and changes in medicines was done considering the principle of complementary follow-up, inimical antidote as per homeopathy was adopted. Now, this is the results. Out of the 15 cases, 11 cases completely resolved. It was said to be cured. I don't say cured, I say resolved. Then 3 cases were moderately, and in one patient we didn't find any response. It may be due to some of our own faults, or it may be due to the other causes. Now, I am illustrating some of the case. It is a case, file number is there. It was taken on the 12th January 16. It sees a female of 40 years, 65 year age. The presenting complaints was hypothyroidism suffering from the last 4 years, breathing difficulty aggravated by walking, palpitations and cough, exertions rest, allergic to dust and the obesity. In the past history, nothing was significant. Family history, father was a retired person and he had a dry cough. Mother was a housewife, hypertensive. She was 2 brothers and self only. She was married in 1996. Husband was a police inspector and she had 1 son and 1 daughter. Now the mental setup. She was a graduate. She was a housewife having a sedentary lifestyle. Concentration was difficult for her. She was so much engaged with several household work. She was a short-tempered lady, weeping after anger, mild and silent, less interest in religious activity, desires to remain in bed, changes in life. She wanted the change in the life. This was very important things there. She was a graduate, she was an educated lady, and she was put into the house as a housewife. So this was the conflicting point for her. Teeth was fallen out, throat was dry with a cough, became vegetarian after the marriage. She was non-veg person, but here also she has to make a compromise. In the life also she has to make a compromise. Nausea, vomiting tendency after eating, stool constipated, palpitations after walking and exertion, and respiration was difficult with the cough and palpitations. Back pain lying long, and swelling of the body in the whole body. Laboratory findings was that you see the TSH 12.05, ESR was 20 and ovarian cyst was there. We took following rubrics for reporterization. She didn't want to, because she was indifferent, so she wanted to remain. So we converted this into the mind, bed, remain in desire too. You find wonderful rubrics in your repertory. Mind, memory, weakness of the proper name. She want mind, change, desire. She want the change in the life. She wanted that she should have some occupation. She was a graduate. She wanted that. Then she wanted that something should be changed. So these were the important things that we concluded at desire for the change. Then we took the particular rubrics: nausea, drinking after, chest palpitations, exertion during, chest palpitations, cough during, respiration difficult, cough during, and respiration difficult, palpitation during, and general hypothyroidism. With these rubrics, we came to a conclusion that the case was of the pulsatilla. Pulsatilla 0/1 was selected because pulsatilla has the changeability and better reflected in the patient, and pulsatilla 0/1 was transmitted through the hair on 12th January 2016. Case was monitoring was done through the TSH and other physical and mental symptoms. Now you see the repertorial sheet. You see the position of the pulsatilla. It is covering all the rubrics here, and it stands first here, and the pulsatilla changeability has been transformed as a change desire for. See, every pulsatilla, I see the pulsatilla like this. The pulsatilla is not fixed, don't have a fixation. She has the things that there should be something new. That's why she is changeable. So this was the for our considerations. The follow-up was done. You see that it was started on 12th of the January. On 16th January, dry cough persists, yet feeling better. Then on 1st February, cough better, swelling less. 22nd February, freshness, swelling better by cough. Then TSH came down on 15th March, and on 16th June, steady progress maintained with regular reporting, but not seems to be stagnated. Now again in October, we got a report of the TSH which came down to 2.15, and no change. We have only upgraded the medicines from Pulsatilla 1 to the Pulsatilla 3 in June. In January we transmitted 0/1, and in June we transmitted 0/3. And then on 14th February next year, TSH was reported to be 1.05. Case was followed for 2 years. Still, it was followed 2017, 18, 19, and it has maintained a steady maintenance of the TSH. So this is a wonderful explanation that you can see how the single medicines, when selected on the basis of the symptom similarity and the totality, after proper studying of the case, it works. So, in all our 15 cases, just you see the type of the medicines that we applied. In one case it was Pulsatilla, in 4 cases it was Netramureticum, in 3 cases it was Silesia, in 2 cases it was Tuberculinum, and in 2 cases it was sulfur, and Nux vomica was given to 1 patient and arsenic to the 2 patients. And medicines were selected from the general pool of the homeopathic medicines only on the constitutional basis. Now coming to the another aspects of our understanding through this case. Now you see the Netramureticum totality. 4 types of the Netramureticum. I am giving you the different rubrics setup. The first Netramuse, it took 16 months. Mind grief silent, introspections, weeping easily, food desire fish for, fasting hemorrhages, face greasy, throat, thyroid glands complaints of music hemorrhages. Here I have not taken any rubrics. And the medicines that is the Netramuric. So this is one type of the Netramure thyroidism. Now another type of the Netramure thyroidism is the external throat glands, thyroid glands complaints of hypothyroidism, anger easily. See the contrast. Fear ghost of, consolation hemorrhage, face swelling, puffy oedematous, cold heat, and she was better with the heat and cold, everything, and she has a liking for the cheat, and the obesity was there. The medicine is Netramureticum. Another case of the Netramureticum. Company aversion to alone when ameliorate, brooding in nature, consolation aggravates, salt desire, sedentary habits, hypothyroidism, sun exposure to, this was the pain was there, and there was a perspiration on the nose. So Netramureticum again. Then another case of the Netramureticum, sleep position abdomen on. See how different way the totality is coming. And we are not thinking about the type of thyroidism. We are thinking only about the Netramure, every time Netramure, but Netramure is presenting in a different way, and this is the beauty of your repertorial approach. If you follow this understanding, you don't have to think about the medicines. So back pain, lying on back ameliorate, sour foods, then swelling, past disagreeable, dwelling on the past disagreeable occurrences, weeping alone when selfishness, air draft aggravates, and constipation, stool remain long for the time. Sometimes this is electrolytic. Now see the two silica cases. Mind affectionate, consolation aggravates, swelling puffy or demeters, weeping spoken to when, fear pins off, obstinate, thyroid glands and perspiration on the scalp slip during silesia. Another silesia, external throat swelling of the glands, fear poverty of, anxiety future about, elements from contradictions, mildness, weeping desire, head pain fasting aggravates, respiration difficult, exertions after silesia. So silesia coming in a different way. My purpose is to tell you that it is not important that you go through the medicine, you only see the totality and you get the medicines. It may be the same, it may be the different. Now another case of the silesia, it took, now the time mentioned are the time that took, that for the period it was treated. Swelling gland, thyroid, weeping easily, consolation ameliorates, difficult exertions after, fear disease impending, anticipations abrupt, and fear of the animal foods like. So this is the silesia. Then another silesia is thyroid, food and drink, sour foods desire, aversion, abrupt, anger easily, stool remaining long, obesity, cover ameliorates, desire for, and activity desire. It is nux vomica. So then tuberculinum case of the thyroid, traveling desire for, history, personal history of the tuberculosis, anger violent, mind abrupt, short desire, cover ameliorates, general cover, difficult exertions after, face greasy, and fear of the dog, tuberculinum. Then another tuberculinum, mind elements from grief, silent grief, weeping spoken to when, throat swelling, thyroid glands, greasy face, respiration difficult, open air ameliorate, perspiration on the nose, cover ameliorates, desire for, general food, fish desire for, tuberculinum. Now another case of the sulfur, 2 sulfur, elements from anger, anxiety, a fastidious, weeping anxiety after, appetite capricious, hypothyroidism, standing aggravates, reading desire, and difficult air open in, sulfur. Another case of the sulfur, puffy odometer space, hypothyroidism, fasting aggravates, difficult respiration difficult, dust as from, chest operation ascending aggravates, fear happen something will, mind absorbed, and abuse of the allopathic medicines. Here also the case was sulfur. Now the 2 cases of arsenicum, anticipation aggravates, elements from anticipation, avaricious nature, cover ameliorates and desire for, hypothyroidism, dryness, thirst with restlessness internal, respiration difficult, air in open, and difficult accompanied by arsenicum. Then another case of the arsenicum, general swelling of odometers, fasting aggravates, anxious respiration, operation clothing aggravates, difficult evening, medicines allopathic abuse of, cover ameliorates, desire for, and warm food desire for. This is the arsenicum. So different way. So what we have seen, irrespective of the nomenclature of the disease, irrespective of the nomenclature of the disease, you have to only, it is like they playing a chess game, putting the rubrics and on the repertorial grid, and you are getting the medicines. It is simple, it is very easy to handle, only you have to develop a skill for practicing it. So we have proved that homeopathic drug administration through transmission of medicines from a distance through air for hypothyroidism patients are quite effective, most compatible with the homeopathic principle. This expresses possibilities of research in dynamic medicine and there stands mode of methodology for its use. So, thank you very much for this lecture. I am going to share another case and I have to upload another presentation here. Okay, I am going to upload another presentations. She appeared in our clinic for her consultations, complaints of severe dysmenorrhea. Now what I noticed, as she entered my chamber, the whole chamber was filled with the fragrance of perfume. And I was wandering around to look for the patient. I was thinking, no, she is not the patient. She might have come as an attendant with the patient. So I was trying to look at where is the patient? To look for the patient, thinking that she must be the attendant. So as she sat before me, immediately spoke about the problem. Then I realized, yeah, she is the patient. So you see how she presented herself. She put me into the problem, confusion. She is not the patient, but she was the patient. So I realized that she was the patient. So this was a wonderful experience for me to feel that sometimes the patient comes in disguise. And you may also be facing this type of the situations in many a time. But it gave me some clue. It gave me some clue what she has got the liking. As she entered the clinic, we observed her to be nicely dressed with a smiling face and good manner. It appears as if she had no problem and she came as an attendant only. So, patient as a person, what I saw, she was a smiling lady. She had no problem. My first impression was that she had not problem. And she was speaking very nicely, very gently, and the presentation was just like a very gentlewoman. She was a graduate. I started inquiring, and now housewife with 2 children. She was actively looking after the household works. At the same time, she was engaged in society activity, in club and entertainment program. She was ambitious, but could not pursue on it as marriage which took place while she was still a student. As husband was well posted in service, they dropped the idea of getting engaged. So for her the money was not problem, environment was not problem, so she stopped the idea of getting engaged, so gave up that idea. The presenting complaints, she was having acute pain in hypogastric region on abdomen 1 or 2 days before the onset of the mens. Pain was acute, cutting, and she was confined to bed and had to take painkillers. During the mens, pain was slightly reduced yet continued till the whole length of the period. After the mens was over, she was relaxed. She was active otherwise and had no complaint. She told this pain was most depressing state and concerned with what will happen with her future life. She used to get some frontal headache off and on, which was worse from the sunlight. This was our observation. This was the present complaints and the associated complaints for her. Among the past complaints, menarche was unnoticed. She had no problem. Then only after the first childbirth as a cesarean, this pain is persisting. The child was there, and after the childbirth, this was a cesarean birth, and after that, this pain started. The family members, father was now old, retired from the active service, and he had no other complaints. Mother is also housewife and used to have some pain in the knee. She had the 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and she was 3rd in the serial. She was married at the age of 25. Husband is an executive officer in the government sector. She had 2 children and they are okay. Mental state, well behaved as we observed, with readiness to adopting the new life. Her memory was active, rarely get angered, but when it came, she behaved violently. Fear of darkness was there. She liked social activity, music and traveling was her favorite choice. She was formal with the religious beliefs. She liked fast food with pungent and spices, disliked sweets, and the thirst was normal. Stool was off and on constipated, urine was normal. After the menstrual discharges, mucoid liquorial discharge was there during the rest of the period. And sleep was normal with vivid dreams. She liked to take bath regularly. Perspiration was normal. She liked winter season. So this was the history. This lady is conscious of the body and mind and had ambitions but compromised with the situation. This is very important understanding that we should think about the patient. Still expresses her with the present lifestyle in the society. She accommodated, she adjusted, and she is enjoying the life. Lively but easily mixes in society as she feared of pain. She opted for caesarean birth for the first child. Now, the question was there. Why she got the caesarean? I asked why she was caesarean. Oh doctor, I don't want to bear the pain. Intolerance for the pain. That's why she preferred to have a cut, to have the caesarean, the surgery, and to avoid the pain. This was the important milestone for her case. She was unable to tolerate the pain. Case has no other past history of any suffering. Sora is dominating in this whole history. You see the presenting, the turning point came during the life, and only because the intolerance of the pain. So what we selected? Now the first rubrics was very clear. Mind, perfume, love to use perfume. This is wonderful rubrics that you can have in your repertoire. Then she was very cosmopolitan. For this she was mixing with the society, gathering and mixing so many people. So I took this rubric. See, the Kent had classified traveling desire to be the cosmopolitan people. Those who love having the more and more relationship and meeting people. So this was, he had put the traveling desire. It is being carried in the synthesis also. We should have used this word cosmopolitan better than the traveling desire. Anxiety, pain from. Now this is the question. She was not trying to face the pain. And now some physical menses, pain before. Genitalia, delivery after complaints. The problem started after the delivery. And the fear of the dark, anger was violent and she was very communicative lady. Can you think about the medicines? Yes, it is phosphorus. Perfume love for, traveling desire, anxiety, pain from, all these, you see how beautifully the phosphorus was covering. Then, now this is the case report. We treatment started in January 18. Phosphorus was the selection. It was transmitted through the hair as usual, as I do. Then menses appeared on the first 24th January, menses appeared, pain was little less. 25th February 18, next mens appeared, no pain, only uneasiness persisted, which she felt as normal even before this problem. And 26th March, follow up with no pain. Case was followed for another 6 months, and now she has forgotten about the pain. And on the September month, we stopped the treatment. So this was the beautiful case of the single medicines where I utilized two important rubrics. The first rubric was perfume love for. That was the first impression that came in my mind. The second rubric was the effect of the changes in the life and the way of the life. How she accommodated, and the phosphorus has a wide accommodative capacity. So with this slide, typical expression of soric phase of phosphorus, perfume in mind that loves mixing with other and feeling of cosmopolitan connectivity. What is the meaning of perfume? Means to get connected. In present lifestyle, we can observe many such expressions. We only need to observe minutely. So your observation is very minute. What you see, what you observe, that is very important. What you listen, keep listening, keep observing, and develop a skill for this. So I am reminded with the beautiful quote, perfume is the key to our memory. It is Kate Lord Brown quotes it there. And with this I thank you for this second case. So thank you. Any thyroidism, what do you think about the thyroid glands? What my understanding is that the hormone are the linking factor. Hormone are the linking factor for the mind and the body. And nowadays, in the modern lifestyle, this linking factor, thyroid, connect the body with the mind. And when this connectivity is disturbed, system is disturbed, that creates the disturbance in the thyroid glands. And with this hormonal disturbances, lot of the problem arises. There are no particular set of the symptoms that you can have. No particular set of the symptoms. There are varied symptoms are there. But according to our homeopathic system of medicines, we have to forget about the thyroid words. We have to look into the lifestyle, life situations. Where is the separation when you get a case of the hypothyroidism or hypothyroidism, both things? What you have to do? You have to think about where is the separation between mind and body. Because when mind and body don't work unitedly, the problem arises. Mind wants something else and the life situations want something else. When these two type of the situations are there, definitely a contradiction is going to happen, and with this contradiction there is a disturbance, the breaking point in the connectivity. This is my thoughts about the hypothyroidism. Whatever may be the literature, the practice of medicines, all those descriptions are there. I am not going to detail into it. But my understanding for the hypothyroidism is like this, that it is a contradictions between, and lot in nowadays, the present social structure, we are getting lot of this type of the patient where connectivity is get lost. One want to say something and he don't want to have the something, he don't get the, and the contradictions starts. A girl get married, she was very well to do it before the marriage, after the marriage, there was a restrictions, the change in the lifestyle. Before the person was very, very poor, and now they have abundance. So traveling from one set of the life to the another set of the life, or getting a constant repeatedly change, it creates a stress on your mind. And this stress, it limits the body and it limits the things to get spreaded into the other parts. And with this, the problem arises. This is understanding. If this understanding, this philosophical understanding is developed, you can exactly practice the homeopathic medicines, and they are very, very effective. They are very effective. You might have seen in some of the cases that I had presented, I have not used the terminology hypothyroidism. In some it was there, but in many of them, no terminology of that hypothyroidism was used. And in spite of that, undergoing into the milestones of the life I selected the rubrics and I got the medicines and the patient was. So I don't have to bother about the hypothyroidism, I don't have to bother about the COPD, and both the situations are the similar in nature. COPD also same, CPOD also the same. All the modern terminology are depicting the deviations or separation of the mind and the body. This appropriate relationship between the mind and the body, the three plane of the life is there: mind life, mind, vital plane and the body, and they have to be in coordination, and that is called the health. But when they are not in coordination, what will happen? Definitely there is an imbalance. COPD is also hormonal problem, hypothyroidism is also hormonal problem. Hormone are meant for harmonizing. It came from the word harmonizations. Harmony, hormone or the harmony, I say harmony. Harmonization is important. And harmony is lost. Harmony is lost and you get the problem. This is the situation that we have. So I feel this is my contention, this is my understanding about all these modern disease.
Yes, sir. Very rightly said that when the hormones in the body are disturbed, the harmony of the body is also disturbed. I see one doctor, he is asking a question. Please ask your question, doctor.
Good evening, everyone, sir. Namaste, sir.
Hypothyroidism. So you are very right that there are the main glands, there are the sub-glands. So there is a chain of the glands, thyroid, hormonal glands in the body. I am drawing your attention towards the chakra. The body whole, to control the body there are the 7 chakra. So control the whole harmony, we have the hormonal system in the body. Hormonal system of the body. This is the arrangement that God has provided to us. Hormonal system. So it has brought some, like a chakra, there are the 7 chakra, there are the different hormonal pattern in the body, hormonal system in the body. This is one point. Another point that what you talk about, which was the genetically transference, the problem coming general. This is the evolutionary process. Then there are the accidental introductions of the disease into the patient's life. That development of the tumor, development of the cancer, development of the other situations. So they are the milestones. They are the milestones. So they may be the introductions of the thyroid hormonal problem. It may be either genetically set or it gets introduced into the patient's life, introduced during the patient's life. So either it is coming from the family pattern, either it was there due to some of the accidental entrance in your life or your present lifestyle. So 3 levels we have to think about it. When we are talking, we have to think at the 3 level. Either these cases are coming from the genetic transference, next point, either it was drawn during the pregnancy, the poor bringing up, or it was accidentally happened something and with the outcome there was a changes in the life situation, and then the final and the most important is the present lifestyle, how you are leading and what is your the state of the mind, body and things. So where the problem starts, this is important, and it is quite right that you will be receiving some patients who have the genetically transference of the patient disease. Then who have the patients who have the coming up with the inborn mind. Then there are the patients who are getting the problem during their life journey, and then the adaptations. So we begin the life, we have start the journey, and then there are many turning points in the life, sir. And the present life, your attitude, your totality, the present totality, it reflects your lifestyle. So all these 3 planes are the opportunity for getting the problem. I say opportunity for getting the problem. This is very important for us. Opportunity, where the problem started. Where the problem started. This we have to keep in mind, sir. You are quite right. I am also agree with you that the problems are there, and when you think now, that's why Dr. Henneman, what he spoke, he talked about the syphilitic mile, he talked about the psychotic mile, he talked about the soric mile. Now you just think, I'm just giving you an example of suicidal dispositions. And how many remedies it contains? There are about 60-70 remedies under the repertory. And when you classify all these medicines, you will see some medicines are syphilitically dominant, some medicines are psychotically dominant, and some medicines are sorically dominant. Now, whether it is right to say that suicidal disposition is a syphilitic mile? No. It is a psychotic mile? No. It is the situation that makes the situation syphilitic, psychotic or soric. So this understanding you have to keep, the entrance point, getting that accident, so many factors are there that needs consideration for our framing a disease picture within us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice
Thank you.
exposition.
Country Health Association of India.
Now, what about the iodine, sir? Is like more iodine causing the hypothyroidism?
No, they are the secondary. They are the secondary. They are not the primary. Body has the capacity to absorb iodine even from the less iodine sources, only as a supplement. This is the secondary thought. As a homeopath, you should think about addition of the iodine is not so much important. Not so much, because diet, when you having a balanced diet, then adequate iodine you are getting. But why you are not able to accept the iodine which is available in your diet? Why you have to take extra iodine? Why the salt, iodized salts you are using? What is the effect going on? So that's the lifestyle disorders. It is the lifestyle disorder which is very important for us. We have to understand the lifestyle disorders, and lifestyle disorders are creating a great impact on the type of the disease, deprivations as well as exaggerations. Both is happening. We are getting abundance of the things, but we are getting deprived of the energy. We have everything we have lot of the money, but we are not able to spend them wisely. It is being lost. So these situations are very important. Yeah, deprivations of the iodine, we can have the supplements, we can use them supplements as for the maintenance basis, but not on a whole time basis. As a homeopath,
So, sir, if it is a lifestyle disorder, is it like just giving the homeopathic prescription?
what Dr. Henneman speaks about, how when the medicines has to be given an environment, and for the treatment purpose, it is not our duty to select and prescribe medicines. Our duty is also to advise the patient to change their lifestyle, their diet, their exercise. So the things where when you study, make a case study. Why you are taking the case study? The purpose of the case study is not only to get the right totality. The purpose of the case taking is to what type of the corrections you can do without medicines also. There are many of the situations where no medicines is required. Whole of the medical system has been divided into two: interventional medicines and non-interventional medicines. Non-interventional medicines, only suggestions and the change in the lifestyle will do. Yoga practice will help. Some meditations will help. Music will help. No medicines will require if only lifestyle is there and if it is at the soric level. But when it has crossed the level, then to make come it back, brought it back, some intervention has to be done with the homeopathic medicine. At that time, medicines work. So medicine and counseling. I say medicine and meditations. Medicine and meditation both have the same root. Same root. Medi, both. So medicine and medicines, they work combined, and then only any type of the medicines will work. It happens to every system of the medicines, not only homeopathy. Everywhere you have to think that कि medicines will not work alone. If you let the patient live the same style, there will be relaxing, so again new disease will be coming. So keep in mind, counseling is the important part for your practice, medical practice, homeopathic practice, whatever you are doing. Yes? Administration, when you have put the medicines, and then it has to be put there as long as the medicine is acting in the right directions. Suppose as long as the medicine is acting positively. Like what you do when suppose you give the oral medicines in the mouth, when you repeat, make a repetition. Only after, not in between, but whenever you need. So when the hair is put inside the water, medicinal water, you have to keep it, let it be there, and when the action has started, you have to observe the action, and you can see till the changes is going better on the better side. So you don't have to make any change. Let it be there, let it be there. Then whenever you see there is aggravations, or when you see the wrong effect is going on, then you have to discontinue the medicines. In between, if you feel the action of the medicines is slowing down, what we do, we give the strokes to the medicine vial, so that the medicine is energized. It is like making a repetitions. Giving the stroke to the vial is like a repetition of the medicine, and medicine start acting again.
Okay. Sir, there is another question from Dr. Shubhasri.
Yeah.
She is asking
Yeah.
how to choose between oral therapy and transmission therapy.
Whenever you think of giving the material medicines, you think for the oral medicines, and whenever you think of giving non-material medicines like homeopathic medicines, you have to select for the non-material mode like this transmission. Material transmission goes through the mouth. Non-material transmission goes through the energy plane. Our medicines are, when you are trying the potentized medicines, you have to think for the drug transmission. When you are using the mother tincture is the material medicines. They don't have the dynamic property. They are only the solutions. So they are acting at the lower plane of the body. So when the lower plane of the body you think of giving mother tincture, you can give them orally. But when you think of giving the potentized medicines, you have to think about the distant administrations medicines.
Is this program could be found in YouTube?
Yeah, madam, you are on live YouTube, madam. You can review it again also. I have already put the link into the chat box. We are on live stream on YouTube.
But I can find it later even on the YouTube, just the same program.
Yeah, you can use.
Having treated with the medicines and patient got cured.
The tuberculosis.
Yeah. See, the tuberculosis if it has the extended forms, if it has affected the entire plane of the body, there are the chances of affecting the fertility also. But every time it is not like that. It depends on how the medicines was prescribed and how much impact of the disease was there and how long the medicines was continued. You have made a very right questions here. I have seen a patient where the tuberculosis was there, and after that tuberculosis, the patient has developed the seminal deficiency disorder. We took the rubrics. There are the rubrics in radar, homeopath, radar opus. History of tuberculosis, and there are about history of tuberculosis. So I took that rubrics, and along with that rubrics, other symptoms were accommodated.